YouTube, how we doing, family? It's your boy, Yo, and this is another episode of YoHoops. I go through every NBA game every day. Today's Sunday, December 14th. We have an 8-game NBA card. I'm going to walk you through my thoughts, let you know what sides I like, and stick around, because I'll let you know my highlighted play of the day. I do this every day for free, so please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your favorite game in the comment section below. Without further ado, let me get into today's recap. Recapping yesterday, we cashed our highlighted play of the day. We took the New York Knicks laying 5 points in Orlando against the Orlando Magic. The combination of Franz Wagner being out and OG Anunoby being back in the lineup made it an easy decision for me. If you go through the numbers, OG actually had a better game than Paolo, and past that, it's the Magic's role players against Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns. Both had exceptional games. Brunson went for 40, and the Knicks won it in dominant fashion. Final score was 132 to 120, Knicks. I'm now 10-7-1 on all highlighted plays in December, 2 for today, so let's keep the momentum rolling. Without further ado, let me get into today's games. In our first matchup, we have the Washington Wizards in Indiana taking on the Indiana Pacers. Pacers are minus 420 on the money line, and the total is 234. We know the Pacers have been playing through injuries all season, but the IR is starting to get lengthy for the Wizards as well. Chris Middleton, Bilal Coulibaly, Alex Sarr, and Corey Kispert are all ruled out. Andrew Nembhard is listed as questionable for Indiana, but Mathurin and Siakam will play, and they have TJ McConnell to step in if Nembhard sits. These two teams faced off 2 weeks ago on November 28th, and the Pacers won that game 119 to 86. Both teams had similar lineups to what we're seeing tonight, and if anything, the Wizards are now missing some of their key scorers. Obviously, I was impressed to see Washington get the cover in that last game against the Cavs. We were on that, but at the same time, they haven't got back-to-back covers all season. I think the Pacers easily get the double-digit win. Let's start the day off strong. I'm taking the Pacers laying the 9.5 as my first highlighted selection of the evening. In our next matchup, we have the Charlotte Hornets in Cleveland taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cavs are minus 625 on the money line, and the total is 231. Another game with injuries all over the place. Charlotte's missing all of their point guards. Trey Mann, Colin Sexton, and LaMelo Ball are all ruled out. For Cleveland, they're missing both of their big men. Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen are both ruled out. In terms of a side, I can see it going either way, but I don't want to count on the Cavs to win a game by margin, knowing they'll be lacking on the glass. Rather than taking a side, I'm looking at a prop. I'm taking Donovan Mitchell to go over 28.5 points. With this current lineup, he's the Cavs' only real scoring threat, and he just went off for 48 in their last game. He's hit this line in 4 out of their last 5, and it makes sense because he's going to get up 30 shots. There's no other option. Lock it in. In our next matchup, we have the Milwaukee Bucks in Brooklyn taking on the Brooklyn Nets. Bucks are minus 125 on the money line, and the total is 217. As you guys know, Giannis is ruled out, and I think the Nets are very live dogs tonight. I've been let you guys know I don't trust the Bucks role players, and even with Giannis, they're a measly 4-7 ATS on the road. They've underperformed in this situation all season, so I'll definitely be sprinkling on the Nets money line. For my official selection, I'm rolling with another prop, really my go-to guy. I'm taking Michael Porter Jr. to go over 25.5 points. The only time he doesn't go for 30 is when the Nets are getting blown out. Anytime Brooklyn's competitive, he's going for 30 plus. He's shooting over 40% from behind the arc, and he takes about 22 shots a game. I'm gonna lock it in as my second highlighted selection of the evening. In our next matchup, we have the Philadelphia 76ers in Atlanta taking on the Atlanta Hawks. Hawks are minus 180 on the money line, and the total is 225. There's a few significant injuries on both sides coming into this one. For the Hawks, Nickeil Alexander-Walker is listed as questionable, while Kristaps Porzingis is still ruled out. For the Sixers, Kelly Oubre is ruled out, Joel Embiid is listed as questionable, and Tyrese Maxey is listed as doubtful due to illness. For me, it all comes down to does Maxey play. Kid's averaging 32-7 with Without him, the Hawks are more than likely winning this one by margin. Based on the line and the fact he's listed as doubtful, I'm going to assume he doesn't play. And in that case, I don't see Paul George and Jared McCain keeping this one competitive. I'm taking the Hawks laying the 4.5 as my next selection of the evening. In our next matchup, we have the New Orleans Pelicans in Chicago taking on the Chicago Bulls. Bulls are minus 185 on the money line, and the total is 248.5. The Pelicans have been getting a few guys back over the last couple games. Herb Jones and Yves Messi will play tonight. For the Bulls, it looks like they'll be without Kevin Huerter and Ayo Dosunmu going into this one. In terms of a side, I'd lean towards New Orleans. They've competed against a tougher competition recently, but rather than taking a side, I'm looking at the total. These are two of the slower paced teams in the league. The Bulls average 107 117.8 points per game, while the Pelicans average 114.2. That sets us at a 232 average. I get that not much defense will be played in a matchup like this, but I don't see enough scorers on either side to get us over 248. I'm taking the Pelicans and Bulls under 248.5 as my next selection of the evening. In our next matchup, we have the Sacramento Kings in Minnesota taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Wolves are minus 650 on the money line, and the total is 233. Honestly, this is my least favorite game on the board. Yeah, the Wolves should win it by a margin with the Kings this banged up, but they always let me down at home. Just 4-8 against the spread in Minnesota on the season. You've been losing significant money betting on them in this situation. Sabonis and Dennis Schroeder are both ruled out for the Kings, but what makes matters worse is now Drew Eubanks is ruled out with a fractured thumb. That's their backup center, so now you're getting into your third string against Rudy Gobert. That's a really bad spot. I'm going to lean to the Wolves purely based off injury, but probably a game I'm staying away from. Give me the Wolves laying the 12 as my next selection of the evening. In our next matchup, we have the Los Angeles Lakers in Phoenix taking on the Phoenix Suns. Lakers are minus 115 on the money line, and the total is 231.5. Looking at the injury report, Jalen Green and Isaiah Livers are both ruled out for Phoenix, while Devin Booker and Dylan Brooks are both listed as questionable. The Lakers only have one key addition to the IR. Austin Reeves is ruled out with a left calf strain. I still definitely think the Lakers win the game, so the money line is in play, but personally, I'm rolling with another prop. I was going to be square and just roll with Luka, but once I thought deeper about the game and the dynamic without Austin Reeves, I think LeBron finally has a big scoring night. Phoenix has the perimeter defenders to throw at Luka to at least slow him down, but what they don't have is the interior defense to stop the downhill attack of LeBron James. I'm rolling with the King to go over 19.5 points as my next selection of the evening. In our last and final matchup, we have the Golden State Warriors in Portland taking on the Portland Trailblazers. Warriors are minus 200 on the money line, and the total is 235. Looking at the injury report, Al Horford is the only man out for Golden State, while the Blazers will still be without Drew Holiday and Donovan Clingan. Maybe some of you haven't noticed, but Portland is top 5 in the league against the spread at home. 6-3 ATS, you're printing in this situation. 3 years ago, the Warriors are winning this one by 20, but we have to keep in mind, these guys aren't young. Jimmy Butler and Steph are almost 40 years old. I don't expect them to bring the same intensity as 24-year-old Danny Advia in Portland on a Sunday. At best, I see the Dubs winning this one by 4, and at that rate, I want 5 points in my back pocket. I'm taking the Blazers plus a 5 as my last and final selection. And that's going to conclude today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. 10, 7, and 1 on all highlighted plays in December. We're starting to get the momentum rolling, but let's get right back in that win column tonight. I appreciate the support so much. I do this every day for free, so please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It's your boy, Yo! And until the next one, I'm going to catch y'all. Peace.